This is our son, Sebastian. In 2021, he took half a pill he didn't know was counterfeit.
That tiny pill contained enough fentanyl to kill him almost instantly. Kids buy them on social media and share them with their friends, not realizing how dangerous they are.
Please talk to your kids about not taking anything that's not directly prescribed to them.
Our child will never get to grow up, but we want yours to be able to.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
Day 2 of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Basketball Tournament from Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Iowa. It's 2024 and time for the last game in Class 3A here on this Tuesday morning from Wells Fargo Arena. Hello, everybody. Paul Yeager alongside you in a moment. Let's tell you it's Dubuque Wahlert and the Solon Spartans in this 3A quarterfinal. I still am Paul Yeager. Daniel Versteeg is with us. And you had a chance to watch some 3A last night. You know how intense this battle and this class can be. What do you see in this class so far that Solon and Dubuque Wahlert are going to offer here today?
Well, I think you're going to see a couple of well-rounded offenses. I mean, you're going to get some high three-point shots. You're going to get some post moves. You're going to get some well-rounded offenses, and that's going to be a big thing here today because you need to play some strong defense against that, and guarding everywhere on the court is a lot easier said than done. It's got to be a well-rounded kind of attack here.
And just because we're not in the biggest class doesn't mean that there's not future Division I players. Solon brings a future Iowa Hawkeye in Callie Levine. She played here last year, had a chance to see her in action. Everybody knows where Callie is at any given time. Why is she so special?
Well, she's so special because before she could spot up from the outside, she could post up down low. That was kind of her only game. This year she incorporated a 10 to 15 footer, and that has made her better, if that's even possible. As a 4-time conference player of the year, she's been better because now it's not just block, three-point arc, it's block, high post, elbow, free throw line, arc. Everywhere on the court, she's a danger.
And here's how the two teams made it to state in their regional final matchups. Wahlert, they're 19-5. They knocked out Center Point Urbana, who had a good, great, excellent second half of the season, but fell short there. They are led by Claire Lucan and her 17.5 points game. Maria Freed as well for Wahlert. Very good at passing this basketball around. Very good at shooting the three. Now you have Solon, 21-3. They knocked out Sheraton in that contest in the regional final last week. They put up 64 points a game. That's second in 3A, but they're also really good with their hands and getting in position. Almost 15 steals a game. We mentioned Levine. Look at that stat line, 23 points, 7 boards, 5 steals, 4 assists. Sounds like a Division I player for sure.
It sounds like someone that is just so versatile. I mean, that's a player that you don't need to coach. If you're Coach Jamie Smith, you can just say, hey, do your thing, we'll work around you. And she's just been fantastic this year.
We will step away for a moment and get you ready for the seeds for success in this contest. We'll tell you who else to watch, what else to watch as well. You're watching the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Good Tuesday morning to you from the floor of Wells Fargo Arena on the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy. Paul Yeager and Daniel Versteeg with you courtside. Daniel, as we look at the Solon Spartans as they come onto the court, what do you see as their seeds for success today?
Well, Coach Smith was talking about how they've not been able to shoot the three-point shot very well against their opponents anyway. They kind of sag off. They leave those shots open. They gotta shut down the three-point arc here today. Wahlert shoots 34% for the three-point arc. Got to take that away. And then you also got to hit some of those to start building the lead. Transition is going to be a big thing. Solon likes to get out and run, obviously scoring 64 points a game. You don't do that by taking 30 seconds every possession. Got to get out quickly. And for Wahlert, you're going up against a Division I player, a player who can score anywhere on the floor. You got to play some great defense. It's easier said than done, obviously, but you got to make her life difficult. You got to make her earn her 22.5 points a game, and then move the basketball. When you can move the ball and take care of it well, they do it well throughout the year, does Wahlert, 20 assists a ball game. They're going to need to do that again. Good reversals, crisp passes. That's something that separates teams here at the Girls State Tournament, and they've got to do that again today.
And how many times have you heard a coach say one extra pass? Move it one more time. That matters greatly in the ability to maybe catch the defense a little slow in that transition.
And on a court like this, it seems a little bit bigger. So that spot up in the corner maybe is another extra foot away from the defender. That extra pass is so much bigger because you can get that shot off over the closeout and get it before the defender can rotate. You can have so many more open looks on a court the size of Wells Fargo Arena.
And that's today's Seeds for Success, which are brought to you by Channel. The enhanced Channel seed brand is here to help farmers like you up your game and rise to the challenge. Learn more at channel.com/rise. We are going to pause for a moment, and when we come back, starting lineups. We'll meet all the players, all the coaches. We'll have our national anthem, and oh, by the way, we'll play some basketball at the top of the hour. You are watching the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company, here from Wells Fargo Arena and the 2024 Girls State Basketball Tournament.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Beautiful day in downtown Des Moines. Weather is, well, we'll get back to you on that one. Things are going to change in the next couple of days.
We'll let you know by about 4 or 5 o'clock.
Let's get started. Let's go across court to Mr. Tim Fitzpatrick.
Good morning, basketball fans and welcome to today's 2024 Girls State Basketball 3A quarterfinal matchup featuring the Wahlert Catholic Golden Eagles and the Solon Spartans. Fans, tradition is an important part of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union's storied history. Because our past is an integral part of what we do today, we ask that everyone in attendance please join in a round of applause to show our appreciation to all the women who have participated in high school athletics in Iowa. Once an Iowa girl, always an Iowa girl. Now at this time, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the Iowa Farm Bureau would like to recognize the outstanding sportsmanship shown by Wahlert Catholic High School and Solon High School. In recognition of the importance of good sportsmanship, each state qualifying school is asked to nominate a spectator who represents their school and community in a sportsmanlike manner. Abby Schmidt from West Bend Mallard High School, a member of the IGHSAU Student Athlete Advisory Committee, will present each nominee with a certificate of recognition and a $250 check payable to their school scholarship fund. Please join us in honoring these individuals whose decorum and respect for others serves as a model for all spectators attending interscholastic events. From Wahlert Catholic, Tom and Rosemary Zolecki. And from Solon High School, Tim Brown. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments, or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to just enjoy the game. Fans, it's now time to introduce our players in today's 3A quarterfinal matchup. First of all, here are your non-starters and assistant coaches for the Wahlert Catholic Golden Eagles. Number 2, Lauren McClyman. Number 10, Ana Rivera. Number 11, Maya Breithaupt. Number 20, Kylie Sieverding. Number 21, Caroline Freed. Number 23, Julia Bush. Number 24, Lucy Lucan. Number 32, Kayla Webker. And number 33, Cameron Tyson. Your assistant coaches, Riley Collins, T.J. King, Bob Noel, and Gary Schuster. Now, here are your non-starters and assistant coaches for the Solon Spartans. Number 2, Delaney Durr. Number 3, Treya Idol. Number 5, Lainey Johnson. Number 12, Lainey Hinkle. Number 24, Jersey Haluska. Number 31, Gable Knight. And number 32, Madden Gates. Your assistant coaches, Mark Sovers, Nathan Watson, and Jim Smith. All right, here's your starting lineups for this 3A quarterfinal. For Wahlert Catholic, at guard, a 5'3" sophomore, number 1, Claire King. For Solon at guard, a 5'6" junior, number 1, Kobe Leitz. For Wahlert Catholic at forward, a 5'10" junior, number 3, Olivia Donovan. For Solon at guard, a 5'7" senior, number 4, Haley Miller. Wahlert Catholic at forward, a 5'7" senior, number 5, Maria Freed. At guard for Solon, a 5'3" senior, number 10, Mia Staley. For Wahlert Catholic at guard, a 5'6" sophomore, number 30, Ruth Tabor. For Solon at forward, a 5'8" senior, number 20, Anna Quillen. And for the Golden Eagles, at forward, a 5'11" junior, number 50, Claire Lucan. And for the Spartans at guard, a 5'9" senior, number 23, Kelly Levine. Head coach for the Golden Eagles, Chris Spiegler. And for the Spartans, Jamie Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce your officials as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union for this 3A quarterfinal. Mark Royer, Sean Peterson, Dave Lutz, and your bench official, Jim Prouty. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please join us, direct your attention to the flag as we honor America, our veterans, and those currently serving who protect our freedom each and every day with the singing of our national anthem. Today, performed by Nevaeh Vandello from Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the fray and the home
Thank you, Nevaeh. Great job. All right. Who's ready for state tournament basketball?
We'd like to once again thank Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, for their support. The Iowa Farm Bureau has an office located in each county across Iowa, and we'd like to thank the offices that are listed throughout this tournament and their support of the two teams playing in the game today. Thank you, Iowa Farm Bureau, for supporting the IGHSAU and the Iowa Girls. We're underway. It's Solon and Dubuque Wahlert on this game, and we already, before action, have an out of bounds. Claire King stepped on the line right in front of Coach Smith, and it's already a turnover.
And you can see why Solon forces so many steals a game. They pursue the living daylights out of you. Two players are going to come out on the ball handler quickly.
Wahlert matching up with Solon, driving down low and scoring the first bucket of the game is Haley Miller. Dubuque Wahlert in their blue-based uniforms with the yellow numbers trimmed in white. Solon in the white. Nice down-low pass, a little too hot for Sieverding. Or Sieverding's the one who knocked it away.
A nice job by Quillen to get her hands in there as well, kind of force the issue. And that's the right idea. You got to be able to pass the ball. We talked about in the top of the broadcast. You got to be able to pass cleanly, and thankfully Wahlert got this basketball back.
Freed with it, guarded by Leitz. Shot clock approaching single digits. Dribbling down is Lucan, off the glass, no good, tipped away. It's going to be off of Wahlert, and it'll go back to Solon.
And this is the matchup I'm really looking forward to. You got Callie Levine for Solon, you got Claire Lucan for Wahlert. Two best players, they kind of match up pretty well with each other. It's going to be a fun day.
Levine drives hard to the rack and scores her first two of the game.
That's an incredibly quick first step. You think she's going to slow down, set up the offense, and boom, she's by you, and that creates a shot so well.
King is tied up at the top of the key right there with Staley, and we're going to have a held ball alternating possession. We'll go back in favor of Solon.
And I don't know what Wahlert can really do. You don't get time to breathe against this Solon defense. They're in your grill as soon as you cross half court. You just got to be very deliberate with the ball.
I think the word you're saying is suffocating. Here comes a loose ball. Stepping in front is Olivia Donovan. She takes it hard to the left, and then it's blocked by Leitz, but Leitz had her heels on the baseline. It will stay with Wahlert.
And I believe we talked about transition offense being a key for Solon. Transition defense is a key as well. If you turn the ball over, you got to get back, and they did that very well.
Tober now into the corner for Freed. Kind of a tough area to operate any type of offense. Looking for a backdoor cut for King, and it's taken away by Solon. Pushing it up ahead. Underneath for the hard layup was Leitz. Kind of in a tough spot right there underneath the basket. Wahlert clears to go to the other way. Approaching 2 minutes in, 4-0. Solon has struck first. Wahlert looking for their first basket. King drives in, has a move, too strong again. Good rebound by Donovan. Shot is blocked, and Solon comes away with it. Getting again behind. This time, it's going to still be the same by Leitz. Now I'll take a breath, Daniel.
There you go. I think the players need to take a breath. This one's moving really quickly at this point.
Donovan's shots off the mark. Up ahead again, getting behind the defense is Miller, and that's 3 straight layups the Spartans have missed.
One of these coaches has to kind of pump the brakes a little bit, but here comes Wahlert.
And a drive and score by Freed, the senior.
And now Solon's going to slow it down. They just got a little too fast for their own good, potentially.
Wide open 3, Staley from the left corner, no good. She'll get the tip back. And Levine will drive in. Nice dish. Oh, what a play.
And when you're a player as good as Callie Levine, the double team comes out on you, somebody's going to be open, and her vision's so good. We talked about it, 5 assists a game. That's a huge aspect of her game.
Quillen with the bucket, her first 2 of the game, under 5 now in this first quarter. Driving in is Lucan. Left hand shot too strong. Board there is Freed. Put back up is good for Donovan.
I'm loving the intensity Wahlert's got on the offensive glass right now. They are attacking things, they're avoiding box outs, and they're getting great second chance opportunities.
And they're bringing some full court pressure here to speed up the game. Levine drives, leans the shoulder in, and will get a couple of free throws as she is fouled on the way to the basket, and I think Freed's who they nailed. Actually, Claire King is who it was. Take a look at that play again. Okay, let's go back. I want to unpack a couple of things that have unfolded here. We talk about Levine's future team, the Iowa Hawkeyes. Solon clearly is watching game tape of Iowa women play basketball because you have Solon running extremely well down the court, getting behind that defense. Looks a lot like that Stolke to Clark connection, as Levine's second free throw is like the first off the mark.
Well, and you can tell Callie Levine has been watching another Iowa girl in Caitlin Clark, and just, that quick first step, the hesitation dribble, just anything that can happen to create a shot, or, like on that one, create the shot opportunity, get the defender on the hip. All she can do is foul you and send you to the free throw line.
Staley whistled there for the contact. Fresh 35 for Wahlert. Ball's kicked. We'll do it again. Coach Smith told me before the game, we have got to get into transition. We've got to be great at it. Nice arcing three by King is off the backside of the iron, chased down by the Golden Eagles. Top of the key three, misses by Sieverding, and we are going to have a foul.
Olivia Donovan is a bulldog right now. She is getting every offensive rebound. I think that's 4 already in this first quarter. She's gotten a couple putbacks. I mean, that's the kind of intensity you've got to bring to the state tournament.
Nice drive down on the block. Back to the basket for Donovan, no good. Quillen came away with it. Now it's Delaney Durr who entered the game at the last break. Levine gets down, scoops it in, and scores.
And she gives a little flex to the Wahlert defense. What a takeaway.
And a steal and a bucket and a foul.
I mean, the suffocation comes from how quick they play defense, and Kobe Leitz was just in there at the right place at the right time.
30-second timeout for Dubuque Wahlert at the next substitution, which will be Haley Miller coming back in, and all substitutions today are brought to you by IMT. Be worry-free at imtins.com. All right, Daniel, in this game, the tempo is one thing. The score is not quite indicative of, I think, how good Wahlert's playing right now.
I don't think so either, yeah. Wahlert is crashing the glass. They're doing a lot of the things that would lead you to win a ball game. They just have not been converting shots. And, the field goal percentage just kind of tells it right now. They're 2 of 11. And probably the reason why they're rebounding so well is because they're missing all those shots. They're giving themselves the opportunities. Just got to figure out a way to cash it in now.
At the free throw line, Kobe Leitz, and gets that ball to go down through the hoop. She now has 3 of her team's 12 points. Claire King harassed by Leitz at the top of that key, and the defense extended. Now trying to get down and drive was Sieverding. And this Solon team is everywhere. Wahlert wants to go. That's going to be a loose ball chased down by Tober. Nice drive. We're going to have a bump right there before the shot. Delaney Durr will be called for that foul. And my angle, clearly, I think you saw the same thing the official did.
Yeah, everybody's going to put their hands up and say, oh, I'm innocent here, but they never see the body contact down low. That's what the officials look for.
Look at the body, not the hands.
Absolutely.
Interior pass, put back off the glass is good for Donovan.
Donovan is just doing everything right now for Wahlert.
Ooh, cutting there was Durr for a moment. Now Solon will go to work. Drive in on the baseline, hitting the side of the glass was Miller. And Wahlert looks to cut into this 6-point deficit. That drive is taken away. Tober was challenging. I'll say Many times, Daniel, you've seen it where teams will come into this state tournament and they'll be a little timid. It'll take them a couple of minutes. There's no timidity here.
No, and these two teams are very familiar with each other, which I think it leads to a little bit more confidence. They played each other last year here at the state tournament, and they've been here before, which leads to the confidence.
King is in trouble, gets some help from Lucan. Now comes Sieverding, 15-footer off the side of the iron, tipped around. Levine clears it. She's got her eyes up. She's looking to get that touchdown pass to Miller, but Solon retains. Backspin on that shot from Leeds, no good. Chase down into the right corner by King for Wahlert. Three on the way from Lucan is good.
That's who Wahlert needs to get going. When Claire Lucan's on her game, the rest of the Eagles follow suit more often than not.
She's currently the second all-time leading scorer for Wahlert in that 5-player era. Levine's shot is short, and King steps in front of it. Lucan, you mentioned, 17 points a game for this junior. She's been working down there trying to get open.
Solon definitely knows that she's the player they've got to shut down.
Leeds caused that turnover. She collects it, puts it up and high off the glass and scores again. Leeds now with 5, and I think we have a timeout, and we do. 1:32 to play in the first quarter. Solon 14, Wahlert 9. This is the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network, which is powered by Mid-American Energy.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Level up your game at Central College. More than half of Central students participate in intercollegiate athletics because Central allows you to pursue your passion and be more than a spectator. It's the best decision ever. Apply at central.edu. Yesterday, the Pella High dance team was here.
Yep.
And I know I heard a couple of you guys talking on the webcast yesterday about just the impressive halftime features.
Yes.
It's one thing to watch us, but it's another thing to be here in person. I mean, the show that we get throughout the entire day is quite fun, at least in my opinion.
We do our best, but there's no way we can do the girls' state basketball tournament justice with all the pageantry and the hype. It's a fun week.
The basketball is pretty good too, as we have a whistle and a hole or on the arm. Yesterday, I was telling some people as that foul is going to be on Staley, and that's her second at the 120 mark here in the quarter. Coach Dawn Staley from South Carolina was here. That was one of the highest celebrities that I've seen at this tournament, other than the Iowa coaches, of course, Iowa State, UNI, Drake, whatever. But the amount of national coaching garb that was on press row yesterday was intense. What a steal by Leitz. She just reached in and took that one away. Levine drives in, left side, has the ball ripped away, and that was either Freed or Lucan that ripped it. But I think with Staley here, it illustrates how knowledgeable the Iowa fan is to know she was stopped for picture after picture as Miller puts it in.
Well, and thankfully coaches are finally figuring out what everybody in this state realize, that there is some really good basketball here, and you better be on some of these kids' radars because you need them on your team.
Freed the bucket. Well, they were there to watch Divine Burridge for Davenport North. Levine gets caught, somehow muscles through and scores. The senior now with 7. As she adds to her 1,928 point total. That's a lot of points.
That's a bit. If she has a few big games, 2,000's not far out of the picture.
Shot clock is off as we approach 15 seconds left in the quarter. Solon by 7. Wahlert trying to keep this thing close. Run the high-low pick and screen. 5 seconds into Lucan. Turnaround shot from the right block, no good. And we're going to have a foul. That's going to be on Lucan. And that is a foul at 1.8 that a coach just drives him crazy.
Yeah, 80 feet from the basket. You know, at this point, just let the ball roll because they're not going to get a shot off. Now you give them a chance to, I don't know, maybe take a couple dribbles, get a prayer off.
And they'll just inbound it to Levine, and that's how quarter number 1 is going to end. Solon 18, Wahlert 11. This is the 2024 Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Basketball Tournament. This is a 3A quarterfinal that you're watching on the digital network, which is powered by Mid-American Energy.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
There's a look at the Wahlert fans who made the drive and the Solon fans. This is Class 3A. They'll play the winner of last night's game at 8:30, which was Des Moines Christian over Benton Community. Coach Harkin from DMC here in the crowd tonight. Then we're going to flip over to 4A. Clear Creek Amana and Gilbert up next. Clear Creek Amana and Solon are conference foes. They've seen each other. Coach Smith says, "Oh, I like that Clipper team," because I'm biased because that's that's somebody we play.
Yeah, gotta represent the WAMAC. Four teams down here from the WAMAC. Benton lost, but it's such a good conference.
And Benton was in that game until the very, very end. Coach Zittegren there had the Bobcats there. They were in last year's title game as Lucan starts with the left and scores first, cuts it to 5. Levine just looks like she's operating at a different level right now. Great pass, great cut. Missing the shot is Miller, and the rebound comes to Wallert's Ruth Tober.
I don't think there was a tighter window for Kobe Leeds to fit that pass through. Just unfortunate the shot couldn't get in for her to get an assist.
King goes backdoor to Lucan, right block, too strong. I think Lucan was expecting some contact there the way that shot went up.
She got a little bit, but that was great help side defense from Delaney Durr. Backside, was able to get there in time.
Levine cuts, passes, and the shot is off the mark by Leitz. Rebound, Levine, good.
I mean, what just a single human effort to get to that rebound and somehow muscle. That's the second one of those baskets where she's just kind of thrown it up there, through some contact, and it's gotten to fall.
Donovan backs into the right side and curls it around. Back to 5. The thing about Levine's game, talking with Coach Smith before the game this morning, just describe it. He says, Callie's just so fun to watch. He says, yes, again, he goes, I'm biased. She's great. Her length is one of those things.
Right.
But what always has stood out for me in watching her has been her strength. As there it goes right through. Of course, when I'm talking about you have that play. That's the way it goes
You
sometimes.
got the jinx out of the way, and hopefully. But, yes, I mean, she is so strong. I mean, players, sometimes you take the contact and you lay off a little bit. She powers through that contact, and it's why those shots, for most people, sit on the rim, don't fall through. Her shots just have that little bit of extra juice to get up and get through.
And you're going to need it playing in that physical Big Ten.
Oh,
Lucan, nice move. Jan Jensen would love a play like that.
Yeah, that is a post move extraordinaire right there. Just great footwork, had the pivot down, and she gets rewarded with 2.
Delaney Durr in the corner. Durr for 3, good. The sophomore hits her first 3. She was honorable mention all conference. Her sister Josie is a all Big Ten soccer player. When you're only 10 minutes away from the University of Iowa, it's kind of fun to play for the hometown team.
Yeah, and Iowa's had some good teams in women's soccer here the last few years, so And get to stay close to home. You get to watch your sister. I'm sure that's a great relationship there.
A lot of Solon players, a lot of Spartans end up being Hawkeyes. The three is off the mark by Freed.
There might be one of those in the NFL right now. There's just a few around.
That's right. Oh, Tristan Wirfs. That dude is a mountain of a man. Holy cow. Steal by Donovan. Push up ahead to King. She has to just collect and try to reset. 3 short. Oh, it did go through. I thought that thing was blocked.
She just got it over the fingertips. I mean, Miller was right there, had her hand up, but just couldn't get on the ball.
Levine's 3. Remind you of anybody?
Just a little bit, yeah. She didn't have a landing space and still got it to fall, knowing that she was probably going to not land on her feet.
Coach Smith says Callie so wants to play that first year. She takes the charge, or the block there. Said she wants to play next year, not sit.
Yep.
Loves that fiery, competitive side of a player. I said, so who does her game, I mean, is she more of a Sydney Falter type, a Kate Martin? He goes, a mix. She is a perfect right between.
Absolutely. I mean, she's one of those who you can stick down on the post. She can hold her own. But then, yeah, she also stretches the floor, as obviously you could see on that last shot.
Ball is loose. Lucan is the one who comes all the way back towards midcourt to collect. Claire will shoot the 3. Too strong. Rebound, Wahlert, poked away. Oh, it's going to go off of the hands of Donovan and the other way. Wahlert did offer a little bit of pressure, and they've since pulled back. Solon still with a 6-point lead as we approach 4 minutes to go in the half.
Yeah, Wallert's pulled back into a zone, it looks.
And that's how one way to beat a zone is to shoot over top of it. Levine, 15 back-to-back threes for her. Biggest lead of the game at 9.
You see a shot like that, and you think it's kind of a heat check. I think Hallie, every shot for Levine is a strong one and one where she's in rhythm.
Lucan, left-hand drive. Turnaround from the right elbow, it's too strong. Rebound, Donovan. Man, I've been impressed with Donovan, the way she's been playing.
That's
top of the
one.
key 3 again. Rattles around. Quillen grabs the loose ball.
I think Donovan's up to about 6 or 7 rebounds at this point. I want to say all of them are on the offensive glass, if maybe save one.
There's a look at Coach Spigler. She is talking to her team that's coming into the game, and hitting a 3 right there is Haley Miller.
I'd say Solon's following one of our keys pretty well, out-3ing your opponent. That's another long ball that Solon's been able to knock down.
Nice pump fake by King. And we have a timeout. Dubuque Wahlert. 10-point lead for the Spartans here at the 2:48 mark from Wells Fargo Arena and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Basketball Tournament.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Level up your game at Central College. More than half of Central students participate in intercollegiate athletics because Central allows you to pursue your passions and be more than a spectator. It's the best decision ever. Apply at central.edu. I need to know my Hawkeye fandom a little bit better. I'm sorry.
We need to wear a Walmart conference, too.
Yes. Tristan Wirfs played at Mount Vernon, which is, what are we talking? Just a couple of miles away.
Just a couple miles, yeah.
Tyler Linderbaum.
He was the Solon Spartan, yeah.
Solon Spartan.
We lost that in the heat of the moment.
Yeah,
we do know our NFL and our WAMAC ties, so.
Can I say I Solon Beef Days? Does that give me any credibility back?
I think so.
Okay.
I think you can make it back there.
All right. Out of the timeout, Solon with a 10-point lead And it's King tying it up, gets the steal. Sieverding, a race to the basket. Hard off the glass, following. Gets back into Wahlert. Now driving. Donovan scores. Olivia Donovan, to me, Daniel, has been everywhere tonight.
It seems like there's three of her. I mean, she just knows where the ball is. She knows how to get to the ball and how to score it, too.
Levine, top of the key. Off the mark, and boy, are those Wahlert fans going to let her hear it now.
And who was on the shot contest? It's Riley Donovan. She's just everywhere, whether it's in the zone defense, whether it's going after the rebound, she knows where she has to be.
Donovan's called by coaches the best jumper on the team. Wants to play college volleyball.
She could. I definitely could.
Three is short. Lucan, the catch and release. Missed the putback, and Solon gets the rebound. Leeds harassed by Lucan up the court. And again, zone pressure applied by Wahlert, and we're going to have a foul.
Yep.
On that right baseline.
They're going to get Sieverding. She kind of collapsed a little too tight, and that forced Durr to kind of lose her balance, fall over on the baseline. It's a really tight call, but when you're forcing a player out of bounds, it's kind of the right one there.
Levine. And Leeds playing with it. Now Levine. Misses. Great catch. Durr to save that from out of bounds, but then the travel. And a turnover, so that is the fifth Solon turnover of the game. Final minute and 15 seconds of this first half. Wahlert trying to get this thing into double digits before the break. Driving down is Freed, and she's called for the charge.
It's tough to ignore if you lower the shoulder, and that's, you want to make space, you want to separate from the defender, just gotta stay a little bit more upright.
Now if you're Wahlert, trying to play some defense here and keep it only at 8.
Single digits looks a lot better than 10 down at half.
Solon, you're trying to milk the clock, or you're just trying to drive and get a good basket there. And now Levine from the corner. Rattles around, no good. Putback is there for Anna Quillen.
Quillen got both of those offensive rebounds. She got the kick out. Levine missed it. She got the second one and said, I'm just going to take this myself.
Quillen, one of those multi-sport athletes. State champion in track. Drive down. High off the block is Lucan. Off the glass there for a score. Here comes some pressure, and it causes another turnover. Donovan the steal, and misses the layup. Gets her own rebound, puts it back out. Now it's King for 3. Good!
She just wanted the 3, Paul. That's why she missed the layup.
And now it's going to easily be a single-digit. Levine, jump step, drop, and out of bounds. She's lucky she's not called for a charge on that play.
Yes, she initiated the contact. She got into the defender there, and she's lucky to only have a turnover on her stat line.
Solon won't get a shot off, and Wahlert will go into the break down 5. 34-29, your halftime score as Solon jogs off. It's been all Callie Levine, 15 points for the Spartans. She has almost half of the team's output. When we come back, we're going to tell you about a partner here at the tournament, update some stats, and get you ready for half number 2. You are watching the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network, which is powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Halftime, and we mentioned some of that entertainment. Well, that is the Sioux City North dance team. Solon leads by 5 here at the break over Dubuque Wahlert. Wahlert actually won the quarter 18-16. Daniel Versteg and Paul Yeager with you here in this 3A quarterfinal. Callie Levine leads all scorers with 15. 7 for Miller, 4 for Quillen, 3 for Durr, and 5 for Leitz. That's your Solon scoring. 8 for Donovan, 7 for Freed, 9 for Lucan for the Golden Eagles. What stands out to you for either team?
Well, I think right now it's the fact that Wahlert has done a much better job taking care of the basketball here in the last, say, 6-7 minutes of pretty much the entire second quarter. They've been playing a lot more controlled. They've been taking care of the basketball, and it's why they've been able to cut to the deficit. It's why they're only down 5. Solon, meanwhile, Wallert's defense has been kind of getting to them a little bit. They've been throwing the ball away. We saw that with Callie Levine right there to end the first half. The zone is kind of getting to them a little bit, and it's flipped the momentum a little bit. I'd say Wallert's got the momentum heading into the second half.
And you know what? Now we would like to take a moment to once again thank our title sponsor, the Iowa Farm Bureau, for their support of the state basketball tournament. Earlier this week, IGHSAU had the opportunity to speak with Iowa Farm Bureau President Brent Johnson to learn more about Iowa Farm Bureau's support of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and student athletes across the state.
Thanks for joining us for the 2024 Girls State Basketball Tournament. I'm Matt Hominoff with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We want to thank all of our partners for all the great support we get from around the state. None more important than our proud title sponsor, Iowa Farm Bureau. With me today is the president of the Iowa Farm Bureau, Brent Johnson. Thanks for joining us, Brent.
Yep.
Why does the Iowa Farm Bureau feel so strongly about supporting the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and our tournament games?
Well, Matt, the Iowa Farm Bureau has been the title sponsor for the Girls Union now for 19 years. And once again, very proud to be a part of this year's state girls basketball tournament. And, you know, this tournament highlights the work ethic, teamwork, resilience, and dedication that these girls have contributed for a year's worth of dedication to their craft. And just like that same spirit, the Iowa farmers are the best in what they do across this entire country, not only in production, but also in conservation. And you put all that together, and there's a lot here to celebrate.
Yeah. Your support for the IGHSAU goes beyond youth and education. What other support does the Iowa Farm Bureau provide Iowa's youth?
Yeah. Well, Matt, here at Farm Bureau, we believe that today's youth is tomorrow's leaders, and we're proud to support them in many different ways. One of those is by our scholarship program. Every single year, we give nearly $500,000 across the entire state to those kids so that they can continue their education at a higher level. We've also partnered with the Girls Union and the Boys Association now for several years to offer concussion insurance for those student athletes who compete in sanctioned sports across the entire state so that they can do so at a high level and feel safe doing so. And that is at no cost to that student or their families. Third, we've given teachers across the state nearly $500,000 so that they can properly equip their classrooms to do their jobs better. And most recently, just last year, the Iowa Farm Bureau gave the Iowa FFA Foundation $1 million so that they can properly place ag teachers and ensure that students across the state have an exposure to agriculture and how it affects their lives every day.
Yeah, so the students participating in this year's tournament are taking home some pretty neat souvenirs. But one new item that they're taking home are the championship ball caps. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, absolutely. You know, the girls who are competing at this year's tournament are actually taking home quite a bit of swag this year. Of course, we have the bag tags and the signature basketballs that the girls have been used to seeing over the years. But this year, we've added a championship ball cap so that those girls who actually win the tournament have an extra souvenir to remember that if they put their minds to it, they can accomplish anything.
Well, thanks again, Brent, for both your and everyone at Iowa Farm Bureau's support of the Iowa Girl over the years.
In Iowa, we grow corn. A lot of corn. Corn is what supports us. It feeds our livestock, it fuels our vehicles, and powers our state. It nourishes our families. A cash crop? Yeah, but it's way more than that. Corn sustains us. It's who we are. Without it, we'd just be... well, you get the picture. In Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
The thing I love about Clark is that you're never just one thing. I'm not just a student. I'm a future doctor. I'm an athlete on a history-making team. I'm a community member supporting the causes I care about. I'm a friend, a neighbor, a leader. At Clark, you can become anything. What will you be? Be you at CU.
Solon by 5 as we come back here, and maybe some Solon fans and Wahlert fans, you need to get out your phones. I'm going to tell you why. Because you can pick up official state tournament merchandise. Get out that smartphone that I just told you to do. This is why. You're going to go to the screen, scan that QR code, and visit IGHSAU.org. Browse around, customize your merchandise, and match your style. You like a hoodie, you like no hood. You like the crew cut, the long sleeve sweatshirt. Right now, Daniel, you need a tank top. It is warm in Des Moines. Yesterday, the high was low 70s. The last day of the softball season in July was 79 degrees. We had an abnormally cool
We had
state
a really
tournament.
nice state softball
Yes.
tournament.
So to think that we were that close in temperature says a lot about Iowa, right?
And
a huge mix of you just never know.
Yeah, and we're going to be back to regular winter state basketball weather here probably tomorrow or maybe later on this evening.
I say
Who
even
knows?
as we leave the arena tonight.
You
we'll
need a
find
tank
out.
top coming in, and you need one of those sweatshirts or long sleeve shirts coming back.
Okay, coming back onto the court, Wahlert has to have an absolute spring in their step, right?
100%. They were able to kind of force the difference with Callie Levine. She turned the ball over 4 times in that first half, and it was because they started pressing her a little bit more. They made her earn a lot of her chances to just possess the basketball.
Early on, Solon had good balanced scoring. Kind of went away there in that second quarter. What do you do if you're Coach Smith?
Callie's got to keep her head up. I mean, because right now she's demanding a double team. She's, trying to force some shots now at this point, or maybe force some passes. There's going to be somebody open. It's just a matter of her taking a quick breath and saying, where is this girl? How do I get her the ball?
Pretty good look at your first half analysis. Now let's look at the first half statistics. Field goals, the percentages there, Solon clearly leading that one, 52% from the field. But for threes, they're 4 of 10. And Wahlert is 3 of 10. These tests are brought to you by Sukup. Free throws, Solon's the only ones that's gotten to the line, but the rebound factor, Wahlert, 20 to 15. A lot of those have been going to Donovan. I mean, she has been on fire. Assists and turnovers and points off turnovers, that advantage goes to Solon. Points in the paint, pretty much even. Second chance points are pretty even. So do you see anything where there's an absolute advantage for either team, Daniel?
Eventually, those second chances and those offensive rebounds, they will become an advantage. If Solon continues to let Wahlert hang around in possessions and not put an end to it with a defensive rebound, that's going to end up being the difference, because right now, Olivia Donovan is just picking up offensive rebounds like it's her job. She's got 9 of them. And you got to be able to end a possession firmly with a defensive rebound and then turn it into points on the other end.
So Coach Spigler, who, by the way, is from Waukon, did you know, Daniel, who her backyard neighbor was as a kid? Don Martindale, head coach at Esterville Lincoln Central.
Don's a walk-on product too, yeah.
So if you think about what Esterville did in the Open, I mean, that's who in 3A everybody's kind of looking at right now as the number one team. Coach Martindale told me yesterday, he says, hey, we just need to get out and play. We're trying to erase last year where we lost in that 1-8 matchup. But in 3A, it's that other side of the bracket. I mean, I think you're going to have a fantastic game with Mount Vernon and ELC. And this, the winner of this one's going to play Des Moines Christian. So I think 3A could be one of the most exciting classes at the tournament.
3A and 4A are the two that I've been looking at. 3A has been slowly kind of getting my attention more and more as like, this is going to be a fun, because, you know, Esterville came to play yesterday. No, don't get me wrong. But Forest City had them kind of on their heels for a good chunk of that, maybe second, third quarter a little bit. And when the 8 can play the 1 as tight as it did yesterday, that just shows the entire bracket is going to be this good.
We're at half. Number 2, Solon in white, Wahlert in blue. Along with Daniel Versteg, I'm Paul Yeager. Glad to have you here courtside on the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union digital network, which is powered by Mid-American Energy, and easily right away, Solon scores. Miller with the bucket.
And who found her? Callie Levine. She knew she was going to get some attention, and she found the backdoor cut. Somebody was open.
Levine now adding to her assist total. She has 4, and we're going to have a travel on Wahlert. I think Lucan took a little hop, step, and a jump. All in one. That's a travel, I guess.
It actually says that in the rule book. Hop, skip, and a jump, you travel.
Solon's second possession of the second half. They're 1 for 1 so far. Again, backdoor cut, and there that time was Tober. And she easily read that pass from Levine. Ruth still with the basketball, now pulls it back out to King. So it looks like Wahlert might be a little more deliberate here in their half. Sometimes you'll see a team do that when you're playing an explosive opponent. Kick to the corner for King. Taken away by Solon. Leets the other way, too strong. Tober grabs it, now it's Freed. Takes it to the hole, fakes the, anticipates that contact, never comes, but still collects to score.
The strength with Wahlert is they can speed up and slow down when they need to. They can play any tempo and adjust to it well.
Ball still on the ground. Somehow Solon, we're going to have a timeout by Solon there.
Just in time.
Yeah. I think Quillen was in danger of traveling with that basketball, and Coach Smith quickly calls it out. Now, Jamie Smith, he is a guy that is, when you talk about a gym rat or a guy who's been around the game for a long time, Smith is coached at I-35. He's also coached at Norris Springs in North Iowa, been here at Solon in his 6th season there, 17th overall. They're 21-3 this year in the WAMAC, and you look at some of their opponents. A couple of them are ones we've already seen, and one we will see today. We've talked about them both. Mount Vernon and Clear Creek Amana, their other losses to Marion. Solon is a team, Daniel, that you talked about it there coming out of that second half, just how much you like this team.
Yeah, they're so good. And not only is Jamie Smith a gym rat, well, his dad Jim, his assistant, is a gym rat. He was the all-time winningest boys basketball coach at Clark of Osceola. So that Smith family has spent so many hours in a gym, it's not even funny.
What's it like to have your dad next to you on the sidelines? Man. Oh, nice shot, but blocked. Good rebound, Lucan. She's stuck, gets some help. Loose ball poked away. I think Levine or Leets got a hand in there. Under 6 here in the third quarter. Levine launches the 3, misses. And then we're going to have a foul. Mia Staley, and I think she just picked up foul number 3.
She did. Yeah, she's unfortunately been dealing with that foul trouble, so she hasn't been able to be another relief foul for Callie Levine. Right now, It's Levine, it's Miller. Leitz has been doing some good things on the defensive end, but having Staley out on the floor is a really big miss for Solon.
Durr in for Staley on another IMT Insurance substitution. Be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Wahlert not getting a good drive. Now they get a cut to Donovan. Her move to the basket, backs down Leitz for the score.
I just continue to be more and more impressed with Olivia Donovan. She just continues to find open lanes and knows what to do with the ball.
Miller's three is good. 12 now for the senior.
And that was Solon's up, but that was a much-needed response. Wahlert had scored 4 in a row. It was a one-score game, and Miller just calmly sinks the triple.
Back to 6. Nice cut to the basket and score for, you guessed it, Olivia Donovan.
Double-double, 12 points, 10 rebounds. She's on fire right now.
Levine into the corner. Over that 2-3. Again, three-corner shot. This time, no good. Wahlert the rebound. Lucan runs the floor to the corner. Tober, 3, left elbow, short. Lucan collects, fade away, if you can say that from the post.
And again, it was Donovan who poked it away from the Solon initial rebounder. Just incredible team basketball from Wahlert right now.
Wahlert within 2. Nice kick again to Miller. Now back to Levine. 4 minutes to play, third quarter. Leitz will launch and miss. Back of the iron. Here it comes to Freed, and then she's twisted. Lucan will try to drive. Cut off. Wahlert can take the lead on this possession. They've yet to lead in this contest. Lucan ties it. Coach Spigler getting absolute balance from across this team. They have tied the 3rd seed Solon Spartans. Levine in the corner quickly draws 2 blue jerseys. Interior pass, the turnaround. No good for Durr. Rebound, Wahlert. Tober's shot is blocked. And Solon and Levine dribble up in front of us. Now to the corner. Durr thinks about it. Goes cross court. Now they try to swing around that zone. Levine will pull and miss. Rebound. Quillen back up and good.
That was a really huge sequence for Solon. They got to stop with a block shot. They come down, get an offensive rebound and a putback. And that's got to spark something here for Solon because they've been playing kind of on their heels here in this third quarter.
How many times do you see a team with an outstanding player? It's about the others that can convert. And Quillen was there, and now Durr comes up with the big board. She's got an escort, now 2 blue jerseys. She pulls up and waits for some help. Levine now is going to be pushed all the way to the corner by, you guessed it, Donovan. Here comes the screen to free her. Quillen penetrates, cuts, misses. And Levine is slow to get back on defense. 3 on the way, no good for Freed. Rebound is going to be a foul. Thought maybe they tied that up.
I
think they whistled King.
King for it, yep.
Substitutions are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS. As coming into the game is Kylie Sieverding. One of those athletic, aggressive players, wants to play college softball in the future. Right now she's on the hardwood. Oh boy, I think Miller just took her eye off the ball. Loose ball, still kind of fighting for it. Now we're going to have a foul out here by Freed.
Yeah, that's one of those tough ones when the ball's kind of juggling around there and you try and get your hand in there. You can unfortunately end up getting whistled for a foul, and that was just kind of the case there for Freed.
Levine to inbound. Gets it to a cutting Miller. Approaching a minute left here in the third quarter. Wahlert has had a great second quarter, and they're having a really good third quarter. Here comes the three. Off the mark for Miller. Rebound, Lucan. The captain comes through again. King into the corner. Solon by 2. Good drive by Sieverding, and she is fouled by Delaney Durr.
And that's a really good play right off the bench from Kylie Sieverding. You can tell, haven't been in the game a while. I want to do something that can impact the game, and she drives in, gets a quick foul.
Solon has trailed in quite a few games this year, so they are probably thinking, if you're cheering for Solon, we've been here before, we can do this. But if you're Wahlert, you just want to keep the pressure on, keep it close. Coach Smith calling for a pullout for the final shot. Game and shot are about a half a second apart. 17, Levine just keeps dribbling in the front court. Now she gets it off to Miller. Now down to 10. Levine gets rid of it. 3 seconds, 2 in the corner. Miller for 3. Good! Played to perfection for the Spartans. And they'll have a little bit of breathing room with a 5-point advantage as we go to the fourth quarter. You're watching the 2024 Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament on the digital network powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
The Iowa Bankers Association is the proud sponsor of the Parade of Champions and the Iowa Student Achievement Award. Daniel Versteeg and Paul Yeager with you here courtside as Wahlert inbounds the ball down by 5. We've been even through the second and third quarters in our margin of victory, or lead, I guess. It's not a victory yet for Solon. They're trying to advance to the semifinals. Wallert's trying to play spoiler. Nice drive. Swing over, too tall of a pass there from Sieverding. Wahlert was doing a good job, Daniel, moving the ball around that possession.
Yeah, they haven't scored in a while, and you could tell Coach Spigler said, hey, we need to be very deliberate. We need to get a great shot. Need to find the bottom of the net to build our confidence back up on the offensive end.
Spigler and the Golden Eagles worked out in Ankeny yesterday at the Prairie Trail Complex. And what Coach Spigler said she liked about that facility, they had all those pickleball courts. She's a big pickleball player.
Of course. That is a craze sweeping the nation right now. My goodness.
As that ball goes out of bounds, the shot clock will be down at 13, so Solon better at least have that. How many times have you seen a team on a out-of-bounds play and they forget what the shot clock is?
Right.
And it's poked away again. by Wahlert, Kylie Sieverding.
Doesn't help we've also had both student sections try and count down a different clock of their own.
Everybody operates on their own time schedule, right?
They've got their own speed of everything, yep.
Solon with 8 on the clock. Driving down, getting the shot off, missing. Going back up is Solon's Anna Quillen. The future Wartburg Knight, track and cross country. She will get to wear the WTF uniform next year. Wahlert now facing a deficit of 7 points. Needs to get a shot, a good look at the basket on this possession. Tough one there, but a foul coming. Guess who was taking charge, Daniel?
Yes, it's Donovan again, and she is the straw that stirs the drink right now, to use kind of a cliche. But she can't do it all, too. We've talked about that with Callie Levine for Solon. Donovan needs some Lucan, and she's been able to get some nice post touches and things like that. The outside shots just aren't falling right now for Wahlert. They got to draw something up that can get them a guaranteed basket and find a rhythm again offensively.
Look at Coach Smith there yelling on a play for Callie. She makes the call. Let's see what they do out of the made basket, and it looks like they're trying to play tempo, and there's nobody to get the ball inbounded to. Solon struggles.
Yeah, Wahlert started pressing them. I don't think they were ready for that.
Yeah. Because your best ball handler went sprinting down the court. Now it's, again, not numbers, as Wahlert does a great job getting back on defense. Levine pulls up, now to the corner. Staley, who's back into the ball game with her 3 fouls. Leitz scores.
Great take. Yeah, and everybody kind of spread out on the perimeter. Solon been hitting some outside shots. And so Leitz just says, all right, the middle of the lane's going to be wide open for me.
Now it's an 8-point advantage. Lucan drives baseline, kicks into the corner. Now driving and a foul. Sieverding was sent to the floor by Leitz.
And that's just a really heady play for someone who's an underclassman. You know, when you're struggling offensively and you're down by 8, the thought is, I got to shoot some threes. That's not what Wahlert needs right now. They need to be deliberate. They need to get inside. The shot fake got her free, and now she's getting rewarded at the line.
1 of 2 on the free throws goes Sieverding. Cuts it to a 7-point lead, and Solon gets the basketball back. Levine muscles the left hand. Somehow that thing doesn't fall. I thought that would have been a prayer answered. Donovan, now Lucan for 2. And again, more pressure coming from Wahlert. Solon breaks it fairly easy. Now they have to worry about the half-court trap. Leitz across the zone. Driving in is Miller. I think she stepped on the line. No, yeah, she did step on the line.
I think he probably could have gone travel or out of bounds there, but the out of bounds happens first in that scenario.
5:03 to play in this game. Winner plays Des Moines Christian on Thursday at 3:15 in the semifinal. Championship game will be Friday at 8 o'clock on Iowa PBS. Live in all 99 counties and free to anyone. Lucan, turnaround, hook shot high. Fights for the board. Leitz was there, not making it easy. Solon with the basketball. Levine, step for step with Donovan, and she'll get 2. Donovan absolutely takes the challenge there.
Yeah, and that's a big ask for someone who's, still a junior, who's maybe not going to play Division I basketball someday, although she's making her case for it today. Get there and make Callie earn it. The line, stranger things have happened, and, she doesn't get the full 2 points because of it.
Levine, normally a decent free throw shooter, goes 1 of 2. Now with 16. Her average is 22. So if you're Wahlert, you've held her below her average. And let's face it, Levine had a great first and second quarter. Those are her first points of the second half. Donovan to the corner. 15-foot goes long. What a pump fake by Sieverding. Now Leeds pulls it out. And Coach Smith says, go to Levine. Top of the key three, no good. Rebound. Quillen. Miller's in the corner. She'll take the three and miss. Lucan the board. 4 minutes to play in this one. Wahlert by 6, or trails by 6. Solon still playing hard defense. This game is anything but over.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, Waller's just got to remember they got to take their time. There is still plenty of time to come back from this one.
Timeout on the court. Dubuque Wahlert takes it. We will as well. 3:53 to play. Solon by 6 on the digital network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here is the fourth quarter as Solon has a 6-point lead, 3:53 to play. All right, Daniel, when you look at a contest at the state tournament, there's all these things. These girls have played, we'll say, hundreds of games.
Yeah.
And they have played, you've got basketball lifers, but as the classes get smaller, usually you have that one or two that it's their sport.
Yes.
And you have the other supporting cast, and you're trying to bind together. You've seen it time and time again. Everybody buys in when the money's on the line. But right now, this is an incredibly key part of the game right now. If you're Wahlert, you said just a couple of minutes ago, you don't need the three. Do you still stand by that?
I still stand by it. I mean, you got 4 minutes left. Your defense has really come to play here the last 4 minutes or so of this fourth quarter. Rely on what's worked. Claire Lucan's gotten some good looks. Olivia Donovan's gotten inside. I think that's still where your bread and butter is.
Well, Lucan is not. Now it's the pass over the zone. That was 5 out right there.
That was 5 out.
And Wahlert didn't have a blue jersey anywhere near. Solon gets the turnover. Solon needs to still keep the foot on the gas. Levine drives in, leaves it for Miller, or that was Quillen. And the officials underneath will say it will stay with Solon. Our crew today of Mark Royer, Sean Peterson, and Dave Lutz. One of the fun things sitting here courtside is getting to talk to the officials during the game.
Oh, they're great
a little
guys.
bit before the game, and you just ask a question usually, and they'll explain it. Missed shot, Solon keeps it alive there. There's a lot of officials in the stands, too.
Of course. They're making sure their opinion is in the game, too.
Levine drives, left-hand shot, and she is fouled on the way to the basket. Okay, Levine, which are you impressed with more? Her ability to drive, her ability to run the offense, shoot the ball?
I think it's her quick release. I mean, we saw it on, I think, 2 possessions ago. She got maybe a few inches of separation, and that ball was up on her fingertips and out of her hands in an instant, and that's what you need if you're going to be a strong college basketball player in the future. Got to be able to release it quick, and she can with her game.
Levine hits a pair, extends the lead back to 8, 3 minutes to play. Lucan, not even close to getting a good shot off there because of the defense by Quillen, and now we're going to have a whistle and walk the other way. Actually, we won't. That's only team foul 3.
Yeah, still got 2 more to put them on the line, and that's a tough shot from Lucan. I'd love to see maybe a pass across the paint or a kick out to try and relieve the pressure down low again.
Wallert's going to employ at least some full court pressure. Levine will just pull up the 8-footer, too strong for the moment, gets a little help from the iron, coaxes it down now with 20.
And you lose that first step to Callie Levine, and it's just over. She gets you pinned behind her, and there's not much you can do.
King is stuck. Gets it away, and denying that was Quillen. Now Miller across midcourt. Let's not lose sight of Anna Quillen's contributions to this game either.
She's been one of those kind of quiet leaders for Solon and somebody they can really rely on here.
Leads with the basketball as we approach 2 minutes to play. And we're going to have a foul by Lucan out front, right in front of the Solon bench.
I will amend what I've said. As time winds down,
yes,
you do need to start spreading it out. And unfortunately, Wahlert's kind of been losing sight of things on the defensive end, which has led to now they'll probably need some threes.
Wahlert has never led in this contest, but they have tied it.
Yep.
And a foul will send Haley Miller to the line.
And Solon is now in the bonus as well, so this was on the shot, I believe, but they are in the bonus for future reference.
And this is the first year of the fouls resetting at each quarter. As we take a look at that, right in there in the arm was Tober. No denying that.
No question about it.
Good look from our crews at Wells Fargo Arena from underneath. As Miller hits the second, she now has 16. Freed tries to dribble around that top, but man, Solon is just in their jersey. Lucan drives in and is fouled out front by Levine.
And that's a good foul. I mean, Levine knew she was either going to get beat or it was going to be pretty darn close, and she just said, all right, I'll foul you. You're not going to be in the act of shooting. We've got a couple to give.
Donovan with it. 1:45, tipped away by Leitz. She steals, and now she has it taken away by Donovan. But for Wahlert, the more valuable part of that exchange is they lost a bunch of time.
Yep.
Driving down, and it's going to be a block. Lucan was driving. Levine was trying to prevent an easy bucket. That was a great challenge.
Yeah, that one Callie did not want to foul her. Just got beat to the spot, and she was still sliding, and that's going to get called every time.
I had that for Levine's fourth. That's only her third. Inbound pass is stolen by Staley. And now it's 11 with about not enough time for Wahlert. But let's see what they can do in the final minute 17.
Yeah, at this point, you pretty much need a turnover right away and a quick three to even give yourself a chance here late.
Timeout. Dubuque Wahlert at the 1:17 mark. Solon leads by 11 on the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Unit Digital Network, which is powered by Mid-American Energy.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
1 minute, 17 seconds left in this contest as the players lounge and the fans mingle. Up next, we're going to go Clear Creek, Amana, and Gilbert, as the blue and white from Clear Creek are in the crowd from the Iowa City area. So is Solon. Dubuque Wahlert, they could have played this game in what, Monticello today?
Somewhere there.
Somewhere along Highway 1.
Yeah, but there would have been a few neutral site options, I think, for that game.
Much more fun to play here, though, isn't it?
Nothing can compare to Wells Fargo.
Miller is fouled on the inbounds pass shot. She'll go back to the line. Wahlert, looking at their roster of players here, they'll lose Maria Freed, the senior, who is in her last basketball game. She'll go to Northern Iowa and be a student. But that's it for starters for Wahlert, Daniel.
Yeah, just a couple off the bench. You got to like Wahlert's chances to kind of stick around here and live around here for the next couple winters.
Spiegler doesn't like moral victories. She wanted the one on the scoreboard, but Wahlert here as they approach a minute. The shot from Freed is too strong, and Levine gets it on the ping around. Leitz is fouled right in front of the Wahlert bench. I'd like to thank all the coaches this week before I get too far away for all their contributions, A, to their team, B, to the media.
Yes.
We've asked a lot of questions as we try to tell you about more of the players than just the starter. That is the beauty of what this tournament is, at least the way the broadcasts have gone, is we try to tell you a little bit about each player, like Kobe Leitz, for example. She's a 2-year starter. She's also on that state championship track team from last year. Again, multi-sport athletes that we see.
It's so cool because, you know, some of these girls will treat basketball like conditioning, and then you'll get a Callie Levine who, you know, this is her thing. This is her sport, and it's just really fun that, you know, schools can enjoy that and make sure to share their athletes so well.
King's pass to Lucan is stolen by Levine, and it's up ahead to Staley, who misses the layup, but rebound goes to Leitz, who misses her putback. And then the third try is no good for Quillen.
That is tired legs in a nutshell right there.
Oh, when you talk about conditioning. Good drive to the hole by King, and she's fouled, the hustler there.
She's not giving up, and that's what I love about this tournament too, is until that clock reads zeros, the game's not over. These girls are still going to play the full 32 minutes. You're not going to get any time taken off.
Free throw is good by King. This is the second straight trip for Wahlert, as we now will get a couple of substitutions. We'll see now first coming in Anna Rivera. As a substitution is brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com.
Julia Bush, the other substitution, the two seniors who don't play a whole lot off the bench. They get to finish their career on this court.
And they'll get the final 31 seconds as stolen away by King and poked away by Levine. And then, well, not only did you play Anna Rivera, you also get in the scorebook with a foul.
Might as well have something to remember them by instead of just a 1 minute in the box score.
And Kobe Leitz, the junior. So this will set up Des Moines Christian and Solon on Thursday afternoon in the semifinal, as the first free throw is good by Leitz. Leitz will get another one here. "20 seconds to play. Claire King across midcourt. Freed drives in, lays it in. The senior gets 2 more points, and that'll be it. Solon won't have to take another dribble up the court. Levine will do it just for the practice. She just makes sure that that's not the 10-second violation. And it's an 11-point Solon win, 58-47.
Things were looking pretty bleak there about midway through the third quarter for Solon. They had given up a big run, and a really nice job to put the finishing touches on the win and hold Wahlert to only 8 points for about the final quarter and a half of the game.
This was only a 5-point game going into the fourth quarter, and then it was Solon outscoring Wahlert 14-8 in the final frame. The Spartans will improve to 22-3. Wahlert will finish the season at 19-6. There's a look at Coach Spiegler. Again, thank you to her and her staff for their information. Let's go to Tim Fitzpatrick.
In addition to receiving medallions, each participating player will receive a commemorative basketball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU are Executive Director Gene Berger and Basketball Administrator Gary Ross. Congratulations, Head Coach Chris Spiegler and the Golden Eagles from Wahlert Catholic on an outstanding basketball season. And now, Mia Staley will advance her team to the next round on the official bracket at center court. Solon fans, your team advances to the 3A semifinals and will play Thursday at 3:15 versus Des Moines Christian. Fans, on behalf of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, thank you today for coming out and supporting your favorite team. Please exit the arena so we can prepare for our next game.
Solon's defense caused 18 turnovers, and they were able to get 21 points off those turnovers. And that could be what you could say was very much a key to the game as we take a look at some of these highlights. You saw Callie Levine. She ended up with 20 tonight, so a little under her average, but she did a lot of things. The rebounds 5, the assists 4. She shot from the free throw line and had a couple of threes, but 16 from Miller, 11 from Leitz, 8 from Quillen, and we talked about her game. She had 16 rebounds, Daniel.
Like you talked about, I think, some point in the game, it's not always the star player when you come down here to the state tournament. It's what can you get from the supporting cast. And to get 38 points outside of Callie Levine out of the 58 here, and 16 rebounds from Anna Quillen, and all these steals from Kobe Leitz. It's a whole team effort. It's why Iowa high school girls basketball is so good, and it's why the good teams with a good player do so well.
There is a look at Lucan. Claire's shot. She finished with 15 and 8, and she will just keep adding into the history books there at Wahlert. 13 for Donovan, who had also 11 boards, 11 for Freed. Daniel, as you put a final dot on this one, what do you have?
Well, I just am giddy to see what Solon can do to top this. I mean, I think they'll try and clean up that midway portion of the game. But all in all, this is a pretty complete team. And you talked about 3A being wide open. 1 through 4, there's not really one favorite. I think this 3A field could go to anybody. Solon's going to be right there, I think. And just eager to see how it all plays out later this week.
That's Daniel Versteg. Good to work with you, man.
Absolutely.
Say hi to your father for me.
I will.
That will do it here from midcourt as we are done with Class 3A and this 3A quarterfinal. Solon advances. They'll play Des Moines Christian. Also alive is Esterville, Lincoln Central, and Mount Vernon. Your next game's coming your way shortly. Thank you so much for watching the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network, which is powered by Mid-American Energy. Final score again, Solon 58, Dubuque Wahlert 47. So long from the Girls State Basketball Tournament.